Vi är på Berlin Marathon där Adidas lanserar den nya Adidas Pro 4. Och jag har med mig här Andreas och Vinny från Adidas utvecklingsteam. Vi tänkte prata lite om den nya Pro 4. So guys, Andreas, who's the runner in the new Adidas Pro 4? Can you see, is it only for the elite runners or?
A very good question. I think when we designed the product and created and really validated the product, it was really meant for the athlete that is aspirational, that wants to improve their performance, but it's a very democratic product. So it allows everyone to aspire to be fast. So you can train as well and take that as a, I would say, as a regular athlete.
Yeah, I ran in this first time this morning, and it felt fantastic, and it was really soft, much softer than I expected. I've been running in the Pro 3 before. Is it the same midsole compound, Winnie? Is it?
It's still light strike compound, but obviously we actually did improve a lot of components which are in the shoe. So what we did is we took the good ingredients of the Pro 3, which is still a very successful shoe out there, and people love it. But obviously take it to the next level. Every part of the shoe has been reviewed, sliced and diced it to the very maximum, and certainly improved it in terms of being lighter, being more with higher energy return, and more cushioning. So that was the utmost goal.
I also felt, and we heard about the new rocker geometry. What did you do with that one? Did you move it back?
So the rocker was an interesting study. We had a big study going on to say what is the right rocker point position in order to become faster and to be more propulsive. And that was a huge study we did together with our innovation team. And also together with athletes, which we then decided to move the rocker point a little bit backwards. So it's a 60% rocker point right now, which should be improving the running performance and the running economy of the shoe.
I also felt that the upper is fantastic. Yes, what have you done with the upper?
Yeah, I think that was one ingredient that we really felt we need to take a next level step. I think not only is it beautiful, but also when you have it in hand, it is super soft. So you can really feel that it hugs your foot naturally. And the material being a bit more compliant, we realized that while it's soft and compliant, so hugs your foot nicely, we want to secure it in certain areas with the light lock system. That gives you a second skin and really brings the tightness around the midfoot to secure you when you run.
I also felt one thing about the sizing. It felt a little bit smaller than I'm used to. Is that something you could be like a tips for runner or to?
Initially, when we tested, we went off the same last as we had with the Pro 3. We changed a few ingredients towards the forefoot, so you get with the rocker point a faster transition. So that is potentially a tendency that we saw a little bit as well, that you get to the shorter end, but it's also personal preference. So I would say it's not a general rule that we saw, but certainly with the rocker, as you transition faster through, some can feel it.
Okay, one thing more about the energy rods. Other brands use a plate, a carbon plate or some kind of plastic plate, but you use the energy rods. Why? How did Adidas come up with that?
Yeah, good question. I think if you look at your bone structure on your foot and the metatarsals, how they run through, you also have a replication of the 5 elements that we try to do with the rods. So we try to position the rods exactly at the point where you need the most propulsion under your foot. And also when you take a very cross-section look on the rods, you basically see that the first and the third rod is slightly thicker in dimension to give you additional support as you accelerate through your gait side. So it was a deliberate choice on that side, and not having a full plate, you have a bit more foam that allows you to deliver a smoother ride and more resilience, so activating more of the foam.
It feels really good, and you don't really, if you're not used to, doesn't really hinder it. It's really flexible.
And stiffness-wise, we can achieve exactly the same stiffness as we would have to do with a plate. So you get the bending stiffness through the rods, but it's our DNA and where we see we amplify the bone structure in the best way. Thank you very much.
More about the Adidas Pro 4.